Hello students, now I will discuss Cambridge IGCSE Chemistry October-November 2023 paper 22. Paper 2. October-November 2023 paper 22. Please subscribe, like and share my channel. Let's move. Number 1. This is the part of cooling curve for water. Cooling curve, water boiling point 100 degrees centigrade. This temperature increases. This time you see liquid water condense at 0 degree centigrade, it becomes solid water, ice freezes. So question is asking what is occurring between point x and y, between here x and y. Here liquid water goes to solid ice. So this, when liquid go to solid, lose energy. So particles, this answer will be D. Particles are losing heat to the surroundings, because liquid water, when molecules become closer, it forms ice, solid ice. So particles are losing heat to the surroundings. Number 2, which statement about clean dry air is correct? Clean and dry. So 2 and 3, I mean C is correct answer. It is a mixture of elements and compounds, because dry air contains carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen. Nitrogen, oxygen are element and carbon dioxide is compound. So number 2 is correct. 3, it contains only non-metals, nitrogen, oxygen, these are non-metal. Why 1 is wrong? It is a mixture of elements only. No, it also contains compounds. So this 1 is wrong answer. Number 3, here an atom here. So what is the nucleon number? Nucleon number means mass number. So mass number, you know, number of proton plus number of neutron. Answer is D, because it has nucleon number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So proton and neutron present is nucleus, total 13. So this is the nucleon number, mass number. Number 4, percentage abundance of 3 isotopes of neon are given. These are isotopes 21, 20, 21, 22. There are 3 isotopes of neon and their percentage is given. So, and you know the formula AR. Question is asking you relative atomic mass AR of this sample of neon. Relative atomic mass. So you know relative atomic mass into percentage plus mass into percentage plus mass into percentage divided by 100. All mass times percentage, you add sum, then divide by 100, you will get relative atomic mass. So answer is B is the correct. Five. Potassium reacts with iodine to form potassium iodide. Potassium iodide KI. Whose statement about potassium iodide is correct? So B is the correct answer. Why? In potassium iodide, the particles of potassium have more protons than electrons. More protons than electrons. So you see potassium iodide K plus, these particles of potassium, this potassium is K plus. In potassium iodide, potassium is K plus, iodide is I minus. So potassium, you know there are 19 proton as potassium atomic number is 19, and here as this K plus means 19 minus 1, it has 18 electron. So in potassium iodide, the particles of potassium, I mean potassium ion, particles of potassium means potassium ion, have more proton because it has 19 proton, then electron is 18. So B is the correct answer. Now A, why wrong? Is potassium atom share pair of electrons with an iodide? No, this is the ionic bond transfer of electron. A is wrong. Potassium iodide has a high melting point because it is a covalent compound. No, this is wrong because it is an ionic compound. Potassium iodide has a low melting point because it is an ionic bond. No, potassium iodide has high melting point, not low melting point. So answer will be B is the correct answer. Which substance has the lowest melting point? Graphite, giant covalent bond, it has high melting point. Silicon dioxide is a giant covalent, high melting point. Sodium chloride is ionic compound, it has also high melting point. So methanol only lowest melting point because there are weak intermolecular forces between methanol molecule. Now number 7. This is the ester ethyl ethanoate ester. What is the molecular formula of a molecule of ethyl ethanoate? This is the ethyl part, alcohol part, this is acid part, ethyl ethanoate. So you know molecular formula shows the whole number of atoms, total number of atoms. Now you count how many carbon. 1 2 3 4, C4. H 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So H8. 2 oxygen, 1 2 oxygen. So this molecular formula will be B, ethyl ethanoate, C4 H8O2. Number 8. A hydrocarbon contains 85.7% of carbon by mass. What is the empirical formula of this hydrocarbon? You see carbon percentage is 85.7, so hydrogen will be 100 minus 85.7 means 14.3. So first divided by RAM, relative atomic mass, carbon 12, hydrogen 1, and you get 7.14, 14.3. Then you will do divided by the smallest, 7.74 divided by 7.74, you get 1, and this is the 2. Hydrogen is 2. So this empirical formula will be carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2. 1 carbon, 2 hydrogen. So this empirical formula will be CH2. This is the answer A, CH2. 9. The formula of a compound containing an element X is given Na2X2O3. The relative molecular mass of the compound is 158. What is the relative atomic mass X? That means you don't know X value what. So total relative formula mass, total molecular mass. So this Na2X2O3 total mass is given 158. So here 2 sodium atom, 23 times 2, 46, 3 oxygen, 16 times 3, 48, total 94, 2 sodium and 3 oxygen. Now X2 will be total 158 minus sodium 46 plus oxygen 48, total 94. So X2 will be 158 minus 94, 64. 2x, X2 value is 64, so X will be divided by 2, 32. So this is the answer A. X value will be 32. Now number 10, dilute aqueous potassium iodide aqueous is electrolyzed using platinum electrodes, whose row identifies the product as each electrode, I mean at the cathode and at the anode. This will be as like electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride, same. At anode electrolysis of potassium chloride aqueous. So aqueous, at cathode hydrogen ion gains 2 electron to form hydrogen, as aqueous. So 4OS minus 4E, it will form oxygen and water. So at the anode product will be oxygen, at the cathode product will be hydrogen. So as dilute aqueous, that's why at the anode oxygen will be produced and at the cathode hydrogen gas. Concentrated aqueous copper to chloride electrolyzed using copper electrodes So this is the positive electrode anode, this is negative electrode cathode, and electrolyte is aqueous copper to chloride. And what happens to the mass of the electrode during this process? You know, positive electrode lose electron, so its mass will be decreases, and that copper ion positive electrode lose electron to form copper ion. So copper positive electrode dissolves, that's why its mass decreases, and negative electrode, that copper ion deposit to here, so this become cathode become thicker, so negative electrode mass will be increases. To all you see, initial and final temperature of 4 different reactions are measured. Which reaction is the least exothermic, least exo? So you see, you measure the temperature, final temperature, this is the initial temperature. Least exothermic means heat produce less. Exothermic means heat is produced. So here final temperature 25 minus 19, this 6 plus 6 degree centigrade, 6 degree centigrade temperature increases. Now final temperature 18 minus 23, this negative 3, this means absorb, not produce heat. And this final temperature 17 minus 22, so this also negative 5, that means endothermic reaction, not exo. And D 26 minus 24, so this plus 4 degree centigrade temperature increases. So first one 6 degree centigrade temperature increases, this is most exothermic, and D 4 degree centigrade temperature increases, this is the least exothermic. So answer will be D. Thirteen, which equation represent an endothermic reaction? Means heat absorbed. Endothermic reaction means heat taken in. So chlorine. Answer A. Chlorine gas, 2 chlorine atom. So to break chlorine bond, energy is needed, that's why answer will be A, endothermic reaction. And number B is combustion reaction, methane burning oxygen, this is exothermic reaction. And when hydrogen atom molecule is formed, bond form means exothermic. And you know, potassium reacts with water, this reaction is exothermic reaction, heat is produced. So answer will be A. Next, here methane burning oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water, the bond and energies are given. Here this is the bond value, and this is the bond carbon hydrogen carbon oxygen, and this is the bond enthalpy value. So you are asking what is the enthalpy change for this reaction, and you know, in reactant bonds are broken, in products bonds are formed. So enthalpy will be bond broken energy x minus y. So I calculate here, You see delta H enthalpy change for this reaction will be here 1 2 3 4 4 CH bond, carbon hydrogen bond, 4 into 4 110 is given value. Oxygen oxygen double bond 2 times 496 minus carbon dioxide 1 CO another CO2 2 times 805, this value is given, and oxygen hydrogen 1 2 times 2 4, so 4 times 460. I mean bond broken energy minus bond form energy. If you subtract, you will get minus 818 kilojoule per mole. That means this reaction is an exothermic reaction because delta H value is negative. Next, okay, now 15, hydrochloric acid is access to calcium carbonate to experiment. Two different concentration of hydrochloric acid is used, but temperature is the same. Temperature is same, but different concentration. This is the volume of gas, this is the time. So this is the high 2 mole per dm cube, high concentration, and this is the low concentration. Now which row is correct? Answer is A. This collision rate, particles in 2 mole per dm cube compared to 1 mole per dm cube. As high concentration, so collision rate will be higher, collision rate increases if concentration is higher, but collision energy remains same. Why? Because temperature is constant. Now the decomposition of nitrogen tetroxide, dinitrogen tetroxide to produce nitrogen dioxide in a reversible reaction, and this reaction is endothermic reaction, mean delta H value will be positive. So which row shows the effect on the position of equilibrium and the rate of reverse reaction when the temperature is increased? Temperature is increased. So as reaction is endo, if you increase temperature, position of equilibrium move from left to right, shift to the right means left to right, because forward reaction is endo, increase. You are increasing temperature, so reaction will try to decrease temperature. So if it go endothermic direction, temperature decreases. And also rate of reverse reaction increases, because if you increase temperature, rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction both increases. That's why answer will be D. You know, in a blast furnace, iron 3 oxide is converted to iron and carbon monoxide is converted to carbon dioxide. Iron oxide goes to iron, carbon monoxide converted to carbon dioxide. What happens to the each of these reactants? You see, number D is correct answer. Iron 3 oxide is reduced because iron 3 oxide lose oxygen. If lose oxygen, this is oxidation. Iron 3 oxide goes to iron, this is lose of oxygen. So if oxygen is loose, this is the reduction. If oxygen is added, it is oxidation. If oxygen is removed, that will be reduction. So iron 3 oxide is reduced because oxygen is lost. And carbon monoxide here one oxygen, here two oxygen is added, so carbon monoxide is oxidized. Here carbon monoxide is oxidized. Answer will be D. Which row describe what happens to the iron 2 ions when these are oxidized? Iron 2 ion is oxidized. Iron 2 ion oxidized means if it lose electron, it will form iron 3 ion. So they lose electron, as it is oxidized means lose electron, and oxidation number of iron will be increased. Here oxidation number iron 2 plus 2, here oxidation number iron plus 3. So oxidation number has been increased. So when iron 2 is oxidized, they lose electron and oxidation number of iron is increased. Now 19. In which reaction does an acid react with a base? Sodium hydroxide is added to solid ammonium sulfate, producing gaseous ammonia. And you know, sodium hydroxide is alkali and ammonium sulfate NH4 minus 2. So here NH4 plus works as a acid because it can lose easily hydrogen ion. So aqueous an acid reacts with a base. So sodium hydroxide is a base, ammonium sulfate is a acid, to produce salt plus ammonia plus water. Answer D is correct answer. (20) Which element forms an oxide that reacts with an aqueous solution of base? Answer will be B, because an oxide. So sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, these are non-metal oxide. No, as you know, non-metal oxide are acidic oxide. They react with a base to form salt. So this will be answer. Argon, no oxide form. Magnesium is a metal oxide. Copper oxide also metal oxide. Metal oxide does not. Metal oxides are basic oxide, so they does not react with a base. That's why answer will be sulfur, because sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide are non-metal oxide. Non-metal oxide reacts with base to form salt as neutralization reaction. Next, number 21. Which method is used to produce insoluble salts? Insoluble salts means solid precipitate. So precipitation using two aqueous solution. This is the best method. If two aqueous solution mix, if a precipitate is formed, that method is the best method to produce insoluble salt. Precipitation using two aqueous solution. This is the correct answer, but A is not answer. Why? Excess insoluble base to an acid, this you need heat. Excess metal to acid, so this need to heat, and excess acid, excess base have to remove by filtration. And titration using an acid and alkali, this is not the best method, and insoluble salt will not produce, that salt will be soluble salt. Also, if you add two aqueous solution, precipitation will be formed. That reaction is suitable method to produce insoluble salts. Noble gas are in group 8. Some noble gases, their boiling point, their density. Now we are asking which row identifies the trend in boiling point and density. This is the boiling point increases. Boiling point increases, and so increases boiling point, and density also increasing. So B is the correct answer. Now some properties of element R is given: melting point 98 low, boiling point 883. Reaction with cold water gives hydrogen gas, and reaction when heated with oxygen burns to give a white solid. So depending on these properties, this will be answer A, group 1, because group 1 melting point less, boiling point also less, and group 1 metal, say sodium, reacts with cold water to produce sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, and also reacts when heated with oxygen. Group 1 metal reacts with oxygen to form white solid sodium oxide. Sodium oxide is a white solid. So this is the A is the correct answer. Next, 24. Which pair of compound shows that transition element have variable oxidation state? And here you see iron 3 oxide. Here iron is 3 plus, iron 2 chloride, here Fe2 plus. So iron 2 and iron 3. Iron, iron is a transition metal, so these have variable oxidation state. Here chromium 3, so same, not variable. Here copper 2 sulfate, copper 2 chloride 2, nickel 2 oxide, nickel 2 chloride, same 2. So this is the answer C. The Gibbs list order of metal and hydrogen in the reactivity series: most reactive, least reactive. So which row shows the properties of metal X? And X is more reactive than copper, so below hydrogen. So X does not react with dilute acid. So now is react with dilute acid. No, yes, this is a true, because X is below, so X does not react with dilute acid. And second row, oxide reduced by carbon. Yes, say zinc oxide X. If I write carbon, reduce zinc plus carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. So this is the yes answer. Now next question. When zinc is added to aqueous solution containing magnesium ion, there is no reaction. Which species has the greatest tendency to lose electron? Uh, magnesium. Magnesium is more reactive, so magnesium will greater tendency to lose electron. Zinc is added to aqueous solution of magnesium ion, there is no reaction. Magnesium ion, so magnesium 2 plus, it is more reactive, that's why zinc cannot displace magnesium. Which gas in the air needed for iron to rust? Oxygen gas is common question, easy. Oxygen gas is needed. For rust, oxygen gas and water is needed. Which coating prevents iron from rusting even when the coating is damaged? Yes, this zinc. Which coating prevents iron? Zinc is more reactive than iron, so if coating is damaged, as zinc is more reactive, so zinc is oxidized to form zinc to ion instead of iron. This is known as sacrificial protection. This is known as sacrificial protection. Why is limestone is added to the blast furnace? Limestone, calcium carbonate, it reacts with, it break down by heating to form calcium oxide to form carbon dioxide. This calcium oxide reacts with impurity. It reacts with impurities to form slag. Impurity means silicon dioxide present in iron ore to form slag, calcium silicate. Calcium silicate, this is slag. This is slag. So why is limestone is added? Limestone reacts with the impurities to form slag. Limestone break down to form calcium oxide. Calcium oxide reacts with silicon dioxide, is an impurity present in iron ore to produce slag, calcium silicate. Now this flow chart shows a stage the treatment of river water produces drinking water, river water to drinking water. J. Sedimentation tank filtration. Sedimentation tank, then filtration, and after filtration stage K we have to chlorination to kill bacteria to convert drinking water. Chlorination. Next, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide acts as a greenhouse gas by interacting with particular type of energy that radiates from the earth's surface into the atmosphere. Which type of energy is involved? This energy is known as thermal energy. And what happens when this energy interacts with the carbon dioxide molecule? Carbon dioxide molecules absorb this energy. So answer will be B, thermal energy, and carbon dioxide molecule absorb this energy. Next, oxide of nitrogen, say nitrogen 2 oxide, nitrogen dioxide are formed in the petrol engine of cars. They are removed from exhaust gases by reacting in the gas catalytic converter. Which row describes how oxide of nitrogen are formed? How nitrogen oxide is formed in a petrol engine and a reaction that happens in the catalytic converter. And by the reaction between nitrogen oxygen from the air, nitrogen oxide is formed. So how oxide of nitrogen is formed? Reaction between nitrogen and oxygen, oxide of nitrogen are formed. And second, what happened to the catalytic converter? You know, carbon monoxide and nitrogen monoxide are harmful gas. Catalytic converter converted these two harmful gas, less harmful gas. Nitrogen is less harmful or not harmful, and carbon dioxide is less harmful compared to carbon monoxide. So in catalytic converter, they converted more harmful gas to less harmful gas. I mean, nitrogen oxide reacts with carbon monoxide to form nitrogen and carbon dioxide. This reaction happen in the catalytic converter. Now 33, which diagram shows the displayed formula for the named organic compound? This ethanoic acid, so here one oxygen is more, this wrong. Ethene 1 2 3 4 5, carbon balance is 5, so this wrong. Correct answer is C, CH3 CH2 OH. This is the displayed formula of ethanol displayed formula. And this is the methane, this wrong, this actually will be ethane. So this name wrong, this name wrong, this name wrong, and C will be the correct answer. Next, what is the total number of covalent bonds in a molecule of butane? You see, this is the displayed formula of butane: 4 carbon, 10 hydrogen. Now you count how many number of covalent bond: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So answer will be C, 13. This molecule have 13 covalent bonds. Next, propane reacts with chlorine in a substitution reaction. Which reaction condition is required for this reaction to occur? And you know, this ultraviolet light is needed. Any alkane reacts with halogen to form haloalkane plus hydrogen halide. For this reaction, UV lighted, I mean ultraviolet light is needed. Next, this is structure of an organic compound is this: 1 2 3 carbon alcohol containing this name is a propan-1-ol. Now, which structure represent a molecule that reacts with steam to produce this product? This means propene to propanol is produced. You know, alkene reacts with steam. Steam means water gas to produce alcohol. So this is the propene reacts with steam to produce propan-1-ol. This is the ethanol. This wrong answer, propane, no ethene. So we will get propane to propanol reacts with steam to produce propanol. Alkene reacts with steam to form alcohol. As this has 3 carbon, propanol, so alkene will be propene, not ethene. Which term describe nylon? Nylon polyamide. Nylon amide linkage, CONH amide linkage. So this is polyamide. C is correct answer. Next, ethene can be polymerized. Which diagram represent the structure of this product? Ethene to polyethene, ethene, this is the ethene, so double bond become single bond, and one bond open will be right hand side, other bond will be left hand side. Double bond, one bond will be less, it becomes single bond, and one bond open right hand side, another bond open left hand side. And here n means n number of alkene molecule, ethene molecule. So this is the C correct answer. Now 39, an acid base titration is described. 25 centimeter cube dilute aqueous alkali is put into a conical flask. Indicator is added. Dilute acid is added to the aqueous alkali until the indicator changes color. Titration procedure. The volume of the acid used is then recorded. Now you are asking which use of apparatus is correct, and A is the correct. Why? The 25 centimeter cube aqueous alkali is measured using a pipette, I mean volumetric pipette. 25 cm cube, this fixed volume of solution is measured by a volumetric pipette. So B is wrong. 25 centimeter cube aqueous alkali is measured using the lunch on the this for conical plugs there is no measurement. C, the volume of acid is measured using a measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder is not accurate volume, so it not used to measure the any correct volume. The volume of acid is measured using a volumetric pipette. No, this S25 acid is taken conical plugs, dilute alkali, so acid will be needed to into a burette, not volumetric plugs. So next, this is from chromatography. Substance Q is investigated using chromatography. The chromatogram is shown, the diagram is not drawn in scale. Okay, what is the RF value and of Q? And RF value is the baseline. This is the baseline to Q distance. This is the solvent bond, baseline to solvent distance. This distance divided by this distance. So now count it. RF equal, and this to this distance I have to measure this, but scale is from this to this 83, so 83 minus here 13, here 13, so minus 13. Then solvent front distance is from this to this 114 minus here 1313. So if we do calculate, we get RF value 0.69. This means C is the correct answer. Thank you, dear students. Please subscribe, like and share my channel. Thank you.